Welcome to Gridiron Ring, live right here on Periscope for live reactions play-by-play of the NFL Schedule Release 2019. That'll be coming up here starting in about less than 10 minutes now. Be sure, if you haven't done so already, to like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, CoolHandLuke96, on social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and right here on Periscope. That's GridRing18 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow me right here on Periscope and over on Twitter as well at CoolHandLuke96. So as I said, we'll say 6 minutes away from the start of the 2-hour special of the 2019 NFL schedule release. We do, however, already know some games that will be kicking off the season, the international games, and then some of the Thanksgiving games have been rumored. However, I've been hearing as of late, within the past half hour to 45 minutes, that those will be changing. However, the Lions and Cowboys will still be hosting Thanksgiving football, like they do every single season. The conferences that will play each other, I'll get to those here in a second. I'll get to all the other games that they're going to be announcing that haven't already been announced here once this gets kicked off as well. But be sure to share this on social media, hit the little retweet button, and then use the hashtag NFL Schedule Release as a quote tweet to make sure other people can get this in their timeline and share this with friends and family so they can also tune in and join as well. And if you have chat questions or comments, be sure to drop those in the chat section below. Greatly appreciated. Always greatly appreciated for all the viewers that tune in week in and week out every time I'm live right here on Periscope. Thank you guys for all the likes, the super likes, and the super hearts. Be sure to hit that button as well. But share the hell out of this NFL Schedule Release 2019 live stream, as I'll be doing live reactions play-by-play, more so live reactions tonight, letting you see firsthand what I think of all of the 256 NFL games this upcoming season. So as I said there, conferences that are playing each other, the AFC East, they're going to be playing the AFC North and then the NFC East. The AFC North plays the AFC East, and then they also play the NFC West. AFC South, they play the AFC West, and then also the NFC South. And then vice versa, AFC West plays the AFC South, and then the NFC North. NFC East plays the NFC North and also the AFC East. NFC North, vice versa, NFC East and AFC West. NFC South plays the NFC West and AFC South, and then the NFC West plays the NFC South and AFC North. And the first game of the 2019 NFL season will be on Thursday, September the 5th, as the Chicago Bears will host the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. Now, normally every year to kick off the season, whoever wins the Super Bowl gets to kick off the season. However, with it being the 100th season in the National Football League, they're going to have one of the most highly anticipated matchups, rivalry games of the season, with the Green Bay Packers and Chicago Bears kicking things off. And then the Patriots, they'll host Sunday Night Football at home, as they will raise their Super Bowl 53 banner versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. So September 5th, that's a Thursday. That's when the NFL the regular season will get underway. I'm trying to get the chat pulled up here real quick. I don't know what the deal is here this evening. It's taken a little longer than normal, so bear with me there if you have chat questions or comments. Trying to get that pulled up and getting ready for the start of this 2-hour special with the NFL announcing when these games are going to be played, because we've known for about 4 or 5 months now who's going to be playing who. I just went over the conferences. There we go. If you guys have chat questions or comments, drop those in the chat section below. I'll get to those here in a second. But yeah, we've known for about 4 or 5 months, about 4 months, late last year, middle of December, that we knew who was going to be playing each other next year, but we just didn't know when the games and what time the games would be played. But the international games, the NFL made this official earlier today. The international games for this upcoming season, we got 5 of them, 4 across the pond in London, England. The Chicago Bears will, along with Khalil Mack, will face his former squad, the Oakland Raiders, in London on October the 6th at 1 p.m. I assume that game is going to be on CBS. We'll find out all the times and all the networks. Sunday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, along with the Sunday day games and then Sunday afternoon games as well. And I'm sure we'll have at least 1 or 2 Saturday afternoon, Saturday night games come middle of December, about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks before Christmas this upcoming year. So Bears Raiders over in London on October the 6th. Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they will head over to London to play each other a week later at 9:30 in the morning. So we'll have to get up early for that one. 2 weeks after that, the Cincinnati Bengals with their new head coach, Zach Taylor, former Nebraska Cornhusker quarterback, will face off versus his former squad. He was previously the offensive coordinator with the Los Angeles Rams. The Bengals will play the Rams in London on October the 27th at 1 p.m. And then the Texans and Jaguars, so both AFC South and NFC South, they will play in London this upcoming year. Jaguars only have 7 home games because they play one of them in London. So Texans, Jaguars in London on, this is actually in November. I believe this will be the first November London game in the NFL's history. They've been having London games for, I'd say about 12, 13 years now. So Texans, Jaguars in London, November the 3rd at 9:30 in the morning as well, 9:30 a.m. So 2 1 o'clock games and 2 games kicking off very, very early. So we'll have a fun, exciting day, full of football, both of those days. And then the NFL will also go back down to Mexico City this upcoming year with the Kansas City Chiefs and Los Angeles Chargers in Mexico for Monday Night Football on November the 18th, 2019. Thanksgiving games that are rumored, like I said, within the past half hour, 45 minutes so, I've been hearing differently as the special is now kicking off. They have a video package of highlights from last season. The Lions are supposed to host the Bears once again on Thanksgiving. Cowboys are supposed to be hosting the Dolphins, and then the Falcons and Saints in a rematch from last Thanksgiving night in a game which the Saints ended up winning. So those are rumored. The Lions and Cowboys will for sure, though, get home Thanksgiving games like they normally do. Also, some other Thursday night rumored Sunday night and Monday night games that are reported out there as well at this point in time, but it'll all be official here very, very shortly. So don't take my word on this at this point in time. Giants and Patriots on Thursday night, Cowboys and Bears, Jets and Ravens. Sunday Night Football now. I'll try to hurry up here before they get things started. Sunday Night Football, Eagles, Falcons, Cowboys, Saints, Patriots, Ravens, Patriots, Texans, and Chiefs and Bears. And then Monday Night Football, Texans and Saints, Browns, Jets, Lions, Packers, Patriots, Jets, Dolphins, Steelers, Cowboys, Giants, Giants and Eagles, and Colts and Saints. So what do we got here? Week 1, Packers at Bears. That will be kicking off the 100th season in the NFL. Week 1, Packers, Bears from Soldier Field, Chicago. Thursday, September the 5th on NBC. Sunday Night Football done that week. The Patriots will host the Steelers. So a rematch from Week 15 this past year in a game that the Steelers ended up winning, but the Patriots ended up winning the Super Bowl. First Monday night game of the season, we'll get the Houston Texans and New Orleans Saints, and then also 2 Monday night games week 1. They've been doing that a while. The Broncos and Raiders will play at 10 o'clock. Week 2 Monday Night Football, Browns and Jets. Week 3, Bears and Redskins. That should be an interesting game. Washington got Case Keenum from Denver. We'll have to see if they move forward with him at quarterback or end up drafting somebody next Thursday night. So, Texans, Saints, Broncos, Raiders, Browns, Jets, Bears, Redskins, and Bengals, Steelers. Week 4 on Monday Night Football. So as of now, the Steelers will be getting 2 Monday night games, but the Dolphin one was just rumored. We'll have to see if that stays put or not. Stands out in September. Week 1, Texans and Saints. You got Deshaun Watson and Drew Brees. Week 10 Monday Night Football, Seahawks 49ers. As they have some of the Monday night games scrolling across the top of your screen. Chiefs and Chargers in Mexico City. Already went over that. That was already made official. Week 12, Ravens are going to go to Los Angeles to play the Rams. Okay, Week 5 Monday Night Football. Browns will go to San Fran to play the 49ers. Lions, Packers, middle of October, Week 6. Patriots, Jets, Dolphins at the Steelers, Week 8 on Monday Night Football. So to end September, beginning of October there, and then at the end of October, the Steelers will have 2 Monday Night Football home games, which is a little surprising, to be honest with you, versus an AFC North rival, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Miami Dolphins. Hopefully, this time around, it's not a 3-0 Monday night game between Miami and Pittsburgh.
You know, in the soccer, I'm actually not going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm looking at the Patriots. You can't take them either. I'm looking at the Patriots and the Jets for a game I'm very interested in. You've lost some pieces offensively if you're the New England Patriots. You've gotten Le'Veon Bell. You ain't got C.J. Mosley if you're the New York Jets. You're expecting to compete this year. And if you're in the AFC East, it's about beating the New England Patriots, and they will get their chance on Monday night. Speaking of the Patriots, Bill Belichick always...
Okay, Monday Night Football continues. Week 9, Cowboys at the Giants. Seahawks at the 49ers. Chiefs at the Chargers down in Mexico City. And then Week 12, Ravens and Rams. The NFL will go back to Mexico City after issues with the field last year before the Chiefs-Rams game that ended up being played at the LA Memorial Coliseum. The best game of the season last year, in my opinion. The Rams that ended up winning 54-51. Almost saw that rematch in the Super Bowl, but the Chiefs could not beat the Patriots in overtime. Showing some Chief highlights now with Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, Chiefs-Chargers at Azteca Stadium in Mexico City. Monday Night Football, that is Week 11, November the 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. I will be live now. Well, hold that thought for a second. Monday Night Football, Week 13. Vikings will go back to Seattle late in the year to play on Monday Night Football once again. Giants, Eagles, Colts and Saints. That's an intriguing matchup. Andrew Luck versus Drew Brees. That was reported earlier. And then Packers at the Vikings, Week 16. No Monday Night Football Week 17. All Week 17 games will be played at either 1 or 4 o'clock on the final Sunday of the regular season. We will have a Sunday night game that week, though, as well, depending on the playoff situation. So I will be live now next Thursday as well for live reactions, play-by-play of the 2019 NFL Draft, so be sure to tune back in. If you're watching this on a playback right here on YouTube, or if you're currently watching on Periscope, chat questions and comments, greatly appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, you have comments, drop those in the comment section below. But links are in the description below to follow Gridiron Ring and myself, Coolhand Luke96, on social media. So scroll down, check those out. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and right here on Periscope. So they got the Monday Night Football schedule now out of the way. They should be going over all 32 schedules now for all 32 teams. I'll have to look up, if they don't announce it, the Thursday night games and the Sunday night football games. Because I'm sure by now, I might actually turn on NFL Network here too, because I'm currently watching this on ESPN.
Look at those reunion games. Khalil Mack at the Raiders, Kirk Cousins against the Vikings, and Le'Veon Bell against the Steelers. We'll tell you when and where, because you don't want to miss it.
All right, we'll turn on NFL Network here real quick, see if they got anything else that needs relayed.
That's how many teams play their first 2 games on the road. Last year, 3 teams opened the season.
They're just going over the 2019 schedule by the numbers. I'll look to see if I can find the Thursday night and the Monday night, or Thursday and Sunday night football matchups. If they have announced those already, the NFL might have put something out.
Chicken and waffles for a limited time at KFC. The final whistle was just the start of an epic weekend away. Book your flights, hotel, and car on Expedia, and travel like a champion. Expedia. Discover a new wave of refreshment crafted using.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching my live reactions, play-by-play of the NFL schedule release here this evening. Currently at a commercial break. They have already announced the Monday night schedule. Trying to find the Thursday and Sunday night, if they already put that out. They might have, they might not have. We'll find out and see.
But some give their clients cookie cutter portfolios. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed.
Let's check out, since I'm a Steeler fan, let's see if they have the full Pittsburgh Steelers schedule posted in order. As I said, we've known for a while who was going to be playing each other this year. It was just a matter of when, matter of when the games, along with the times when they would be played. We knew where, because we have known the opponents home and away for about 4 months now. Okay, so that's not updated yet. See if I can get on the old Twitter machine maybe and find something out there. Hey Tom, thank you for tuning in and watching. Bears kicking off the year. I know you're a big Chicago Bear fan. Bears kicking off the year. We've known that though for a month or two now. Bears hosting the Packers week 1. And then they're also going to be playing over in London versus the Oakland Raiders. Also rumored to be playing a Thanksgiving game once again this year, but like I said a little bit ago, thank you guys for the likes and super likes as well. As I said a little bit ago, I've been hearing differently on the Thursday and Sunday night games. They have just announced the Monday night games. So they should be going over everybody's schedule here once they come back. I'm trying to find the Thursday and Sunday night games. But some more highlights now from last year. These from Super Bowl 53, in a game the Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl championship. They defeated the Rams 13-3. Ended up being Rob Gronkowski's last game as well, before he decided to hang it up and call it quits. Retired there, when was it? Just recently. So back to the NFL schedule release now. Patriots 2019 schedule. All you Patriots fans are going to go over the Patriots schedule now. They're going to play the Cleveland Browns. They're going to play the Cleveland Browns at home Week 8 at 4:25. I would assume that game is going to be on CBS. Eagles and Patriots, rematch from Super Bowl 52 last year. Week 11, Patriots at the Eagles, also at 4:25. That will either be on CBS or Fox. Patriots and Cowboys, Dallas. The Cowboys going up to Foxborough for the first time in quite a while. Week 12, Cowboys at the Patriots, also at 4:25. More than likely, I'm thinking CBS for that as well. Kansas City and New England, a AFC Championship game, a rematch from this past year. The Patriots won 38-31 in overtime. That is Week 14 now. Chiefs and Patriots also at 4:25. So in a 3 or 4 week gap there, 3 or 4 week span, the Patriots are going to have a couple 4 o'clock kicks. So Patriots Week 1 to 17 in order: Steelers at the Dolphins, Jets at the Bills, at the Redskins, Giants on Thursday night at home, at the Jets on Monday Night Football, Browns at the Ravens. Then they have a bye Week 10. Then New England goes to Philly before they host Dallas, at Houston, Kansas City, at Cincinnati. Then they end with Buffalo and Miami Week 17. 11-5, 12-4 probably, maybe 13-3. Chat questions and comments always greatly appreciated. Okay, they're going to go through whether they think they're going to win or lose these games on their schedule. They will probably beat the Steelers. They will more than likely beat the Dolphins this time around in South Beach as well, even though they normally have trouble. The Jets, they'll win. The Bills, they'll win. Redskins, probably, yeah, that's a win. The Giants, they'll probably beat the Giants too, because they're playing them at home on Thursday night. Okay. Louis Riddick, former front office exec in the NFL, has the Patriots splitting with the New York Jets, Jets on September 22nd and October 21st. Patriots, okay, they play at the Ravens and at the Eagles in a 3-week span. They have a bye in between that. Cowboys and Texans. They have wins, lose to the Chiefs. There's Adam Schefter as well, alongside Wendy Nix. They have them winning their last 3 games and finishing 12-4. So anywhere from 11-5 to 13-3 probably for the New England Patriots. Once again, unless Tom Brady goes down with an injury. Last time the Patriots did not make the playoffs was when he tore his ACL week 1 versus, I believe, who was it? Was it the Chiefs? And then Matt Castle stepped in, and they ended up finishing 10-6, but it wasn't good enough to make the playoffs that year. Which I highly doubt Brady's going to go down with an injury. Knock on wood for all you Patriot fans. I mean, being a Steeler fan, and I think all the other 31 teams as well, would love to see Tom Brady go down with an injury and be out for the entire season and have the Patriots suck, but it's not going to happen. I highly doubt it's going to happen. There's Ryan Clark as well, former Steeler, and I believe he played for the Redskins for a little bit as well. Yeah, so the Patriots schedule. I mean, a loss early in the year, loss middle of the season, 2 in a 3 or 4 week span there, and then a loss beginning of December before. Actually, they have them winning 6 of their last 7 after winning 7 of their first 9. Patriots have the latest bye of any team. That's week 10. So week 10 must be the last weeks for buys. Okay, they're going to stay in the AFC East. New York Jets, Bills, Browns. They host the Browns and the Patriots at home on Monday Night Football. Bills, Browns at the Patriots. Then the Jets get one of the first buys, week 4, before going to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Week 6, they host the Cowboys before hosting the Patriots. Week 8, the Jets at the Jaguars. 9-17 now at the Dolphins, Giants at the Redskins. They get the Raiders at home. The Raiders will have to come to the East Coast. Week 13 at Cincinnati. Dolphins at home week 14. Thursday night game, Jets at the Ravens before they host Le'Veon Bell's former squad, the Pittsburgh Steelers, week 16. And then they close things out up in Orchard Park, New York versus the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, so okay, they open the season against the Bills, they end the season versus the Bills. You know, Sam Darnold, he showed signs last year of what he can do. New running back now with Le'Veon Bell. Probably going to miss out on the playoffs, I would say. I would say less than 8 wins for the Jets right now. Bills at the Jets, at the Giants. So they might as well just stay in East Rutherford. Bengals, Patriots at the Titans, bye week 6. Dolphins at home week 7. Eagles at home week 8. Redskins at home week 9. At the Browns, at the Dolphins. Broncos at the Cowboys on a Thursday night. That's Thanksgiving. The Bills will play at the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. Come on now. Ravens week 14. Buffalo goes to Pittsburgh week 15. Week 16 at the Patriots before hosting the Jets to close things out. Wow. They have 5 home games in the first 9 weeks, including a bye, 3 in a row. But then they have 5 away games the last 7 weeks of the season. Tough schedule for the Bills. Ravens, Patriots at the Cowboys, and then the Chargers before bye week 5 for the Miami Dolphins. Week 6, the Redskins at the Bills, and then at the Steelers on Monday Night Football. The Jets week 9, at the Colts week 10. Bills week 11, at the Browns week 12. 13 through 17 now, Eagles at the Jets, at the Giants. So both the Dolphins and the Bills play the Jets and the Giants on the road in consecutive weeks before the Dolphins play the Bengals and then the Patriots, Week 17, at New England. They host New England Week 2, play at the Patriots Week 17. And that's the AFC East. Will they go to the AFC North next, or another conference, another division in the AFC or the NFC? They might do NFC East. Actually, they're going to go to commercial break because they can, which makes us leaves us hanging a little bit. I mean, it is a 2-hour special though, so we got another hour and a half of trying to figure out these schedules for all 32 teams in the NFL this upcoming season.
I'm not a guy that goes down game by game and tries to figure out where the good ones are, the bad ones. I don't think like that. I don't want my players to think like that either. For us, it doesn't matter who you play or where you play. It's about us doing what we need to do. Well, I got to live it if I'm going to preach it to the fellas.
This is Golden Corral's hand-cut sirloin, now topped with delicious shrimp scampi. And here's the premium butterfly shrimp and the teriyaki salmon. Get it all, plus the entire buffet for one low price. There's something for everyone. Golden Corral.
You care about the big things and the ones that are even bigger. So good on you. Because at Men's Warehouse, we believe when you look good, it shows you care. And you know who loves that? Everyone.
Ever wonder why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living
All right.
anchors up.
We're going to go over the Sunday night football schedule now. They announced that. This is courtesy per Sunday Night Football on NBC on Twitter. So, kickoff now. To kick off the year, September the 5th, the Green Bay Packers will play at the Chicago Bears. Then that Sunday, the Patriots will host the Steelers as they raise their Super Bowl 53 banner. Week 2, the Eagles and Falcons. Week 3. So 2 Sunday night games technically on NBC. Week 1. Week 3, though, the Rams will go to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns will have a Sunday night game at home for the first time in a while. Week 4, Cowboys and Saints. That'll be a highly anticipated matchup. They met a week after Thanksgiving last year in the Big D, and the Cowboys ended up winning. And then they almost met in the playoffs. However, the Saints ended up playing the Eagles, and the Cowboys played the Rams. Colts Chiefs, Week 5. That's Andrew Luck, Patrick Mahomes. The Steelers will go to the Chargers. Week 6, October the 13th on Sunday Night Football. So the Steelers, no Sunday night home games. They get 2 Monday night home games, though. They do, however, have to go on the road on Sunday night twice this year to New England and then the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 7, the Eagles and Cowboys will battle it out in the Big D. Week 8, Packers Chiefs. That's Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. That'll hopefully be a great game. Patriots Ravens, Week 9, November the 3rd. Week 10, Vikings Cowboys. Week 11, Bears and Rams. And then Week 12, Seahawks Eagles. The Seahawks will come east to play Philly on November the 24th, the Sunday night before Thanksgiving. And then on Thanksgiving, the Saints will play the Falcons. Thanksgiving is late this year, November the 28th. Week 13, the following Sunday, the Patriots will go to Houston to play the Texans. Seahawks, Rams, Vikings, Chargers. And then Week 16, Chiefs and Bears on Sunday Night Football. And then Week 17 for Sunday Night Football, we'll find that out after Week 16, pending the playoff schedule. So that's Sunday Night Football schedule for you. They've already gone over Monday night as well. I'll try to find the Thursday night schedule, and then hopefully they continue to go over each team's schedule so I can relay that message to you folks as well.
Dropping the greatest hits live from Nashville. The NFL Draft begins April 25th on ESPN.
NFL Draft now next week, next Thursday. I'll be live right here on Periscope doing some more live reactions, play-by-play. So thanks for tuning in here tonight. Be sure to tune in now next Thursday for the NFL Draft. They're showing the highlight of the Rams-Saint game with the pass interference that was not called that allowed the Rams to end up winning the NFC Championship game to go to the Super Bowl to play the Patriots before they ended up losing to Tom Brady and company. Okay, now we're going to go over the Rams schedule for this upcoming season. They're going to play Week 2. We're going to get this rematch early. We're not going to have to wait with this one like Kansas City and New England. So Week 2, the Rams will host the Saints at 4:25. Rams and Bears. Rams will also host the Bears Week 11 at 8:20. I believe I said that was on Sunday Night Football just a moment ago, if I'm not mistaken. Cowboys and Rams. That is Week 15. Rams at the Cowboys at 4:25. That has Fox written all over it. Okay. So, Rams schedule as a whole. They're going to start things off on the road in Carolina against the Panthers before hosting the Saints at the Browns Week 3. So, tough stretch, tough travel schedule first couple weeks of the season. Buccaneers Week 4 at the Seahawks on Thursday night. Week 5, 49ers at the Falcons. Let me go back here a second. Okay, I'll pause this. Week 6, the Rams, 49ers in LA. Week 7, they go to Atlanta for playing the Bengals in London Week 8. Then they have a bye Week 9 at the Steelers Week 10 before hosting the Chicago Bears Week 11. Ravens on Monday Night Football Week 12. Cardinals at the Cardinals Week 13, 14 through 17. Seahawks at the Cowboys at the 49ers. And then the Cardinals once again. So they play the Cardinals twice in a 5-week span to end the season. Fast forward now, get back here to real time as they go over their predictions. ESPN, Ryan Clark, Louis Riddick, and Adam Schefter, along with Wendy Nix for the upcoming season for the Los Angeles Rams that are going to be playing their final season in LA at the Coliseum, their new stadium with the Chargers should be open by this time next year in preparation for the start of the 2020 NFL campaign. Wow. 6 in a row to end the year. They also have the Rams going 12-4, so both Super Bowl teams from this past year, they believe, ESPN that is, believes the LA Rams will, alongside the New England Patriots, will finish 12-4. 6-game win streak to end the season and then lose in like the first or second round of the playoffs. That's what'll probably happen there, I bet, if that does indeed, in fact, happen.
Take a picture. You know what? You know why this isn't perfect? You know why this isn't perfect? Because this was TV Ryan Clark. This is not Ryan Clark going with his heart, which I think will be 16-0 or 15-1.
What's the difference between TV Ryan Clark and the real you?
TV Ryan Clark actually tries to have a little bit of sense. The real me, he just lives life.
That's fair.
Yeah, he just lives life. I went 16-0. The same way I did with the Washington Redskins the year I was with them. And yeah, we only won like 3 or 4 games, but in my heart, we were undefeated.
That's right. That's the only place you were undefeated. All right, let's look
Okay, Seahawks now.
NFC West. We got
Bengals at the Steelers, Saints at the Cardinals, Rams at home on a Thursday night, at the Browns, Ravens at the Falcons, Buccaneers at home, then at the 49ers, then a bye week. Bye week, week 11 for Seattle. Then at Philly, they get 2 Monday night games in a 4-week span. They host the Vikings once again on Monday Night Football week 13. At the Rams, at the Panthers, Cardinals, and at the 49ers. It sounds like, it seems like, it looks like here the Seahawks are going to be playing a home game, then playing on the road. Then coming back home, playing another home game. Then the next week, going back on the road. That's what it is. Home away, home away, home away, home away, home away the first 10 weeks of the season until their bye week. Then away, home, away, away, home, home. And a couple of those are on the East Coast. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, so on and so forth. Here's the 49ers at Buccaneers, at the Bengals. Then they get the Steelers at home week 3, then a bye week. Jimmy Garoppolo will be back for San Fran this year after tearing his ACL early. Browns week 5 at the Rams, at the Redskins, Panthers at the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football. Seahawks, Cardinals, Packers. Nice 3-game homestand for San Francisco there, weeks 10 through 12. At Baltimore, at New Orleans, week 13 and 14, before hosting Atlanta, the Rams, and then going to Seattle week 17. 2 Monday night games for San Francisco at home, week 5 and 10 versus Cleveland and Seattle, respectively.
Well, I know it. I thought the same with Ravens and Saints, but not really, right? Because that's middle. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, this is a very tough schedule. This is an important win for this.
They have three different,
Cardinals, they host. Ooh, Cardinals, Browns in week.
as do, well, the Cardinals only have 2.
It could be the 2 Heisman winning.
The 49ers have 3 different consecutive away games, as do the Cardinals, only 2 though. Lions at the Ravens, Panthers, Seahawks at the Bengals, Falcons at the New York Football Giants, at the Saints, the 49ers on Thursday night, at Tampa Bay, and then at San Francisco once again. They play the 49ers twice in a 3-week span, and the first one's on Thursday night. So it's going to be about, a 15-day difference. Then a bye week, week 12. Weeks 13, I'll rewind this here for a second. Week 12, they have a bye. Week 13, Rams, Steelers, Browns. Then at the Seahawks and at the Rams. So 3 different times this upcoming year for the 49ers. 3 different times they have... What the hell is this? What commercial is this for? Oh, is this... We'll find out here in a second. I can't remember. 3 different times the 49ers will play in consecutive weeks on the road. Cardinals twice. That's the first I've seen of that so far tonight. Days Gone. Pre-order now for PS4. See if I can find the Thursday Night Football schedule now, so then I really only have to deal with each team's respective schedule for the next about hour and a half.
This is how Nissan Intelligent Mobility is reinventing driving for everyone. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
All right.
You're a big deal to us, so we've got big deals for you. At Men's Warehouse, it's the big deal. Now until
Thursday Night Football now. Thursday Night Football returns this fall on Fox, NFL Network, and Amazon Prime Video. Thursday Night Football on Fox and NFL Network begins Week 2. Week 1 on NBC with Green Bay and Chicago. Week 2, Tampa Bay and Carolina. That is exclusively, along with the Week 3 game with Tennessee and Jacksonville. Those two are exclusive to NFL Network. Week 4, then the Packers will host the Eagles. That should be the game. That's on Fox. The rest of these, the entire season now, from Week 4 to Week 15, are on Fox, NFL Network, and Amazon Prime Video. So Philly at Green Bay, Week 5. The Rams at the Seahawks. Week 6, the Giants at the Patriots. Week 7, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Be sure to share this on social media. Week 6, Giants, Patriots. This is Thursday Night Football. Week 7, Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. Week 8, Kirk Cousins' old squad, the Washington Redskins, will go to Minneapolis to play the Minnesota Vikings. Week 9, San Francisco and Arizona. Week 10, the Chargers and Raiders. Week 11, the Pittsburgh Steelers will play at the Cleveland Browns on Thursday Night Football. It seems like at least, the Browns are getting a lot of prime time games this upcoming year with Baker Mayfield at the helm and his newly acquired wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. Week 12, Colts and Texans. They actually take a week off. Week 13, that's Thanksgiving. So that Thursday night game will be back on NBC. That is New Orleans and Atlanta. Week 14 then, a week after Thanksgiving, Dallas will go to Chicago. So two teams that play on Thanksgiving will play a week later as well. And then week 15, the Jets will play at the Baltimore Ravens. And now we'll just wait as they go over the rest of the NFL schedules for each respective team. They've already gone over the Patriots and the Rams, so they also went over that division, both divisions, AFC East and NFC West. So we'll see who they start off with next, as the Pirates and Tigers are in the top of the 7th, and the Tigers are winning by 1 run, 2-1. NFL Draft next Thursday night. I'll be live right here on Periscope doing some more live reactions, play-by-play, so be sure to tune back in. Thank you guys for watching this evening. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Coolhand Luke 96, on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and right here on Periscope. Chat questions and comments, always greatly appreciated. Just want to make sure I said that correct. So there's Kirk Cousins, Khalil Mack. They're going to be going over some return games now. You like that? You like that? There's Cousins when he was a Redskin. There's Le'Veon Bell when he played for the Steelers. They're both now in Minnesota and with the Jets, respectively. Khalil Mack and Kirk Cousins played with their new teams last year. There's Landon Collins. He's gone to Washington to play with the Skins now. He's officially a Washington Redskin, so he's going to have to play the Giants twice a year now. NFL schedule release 2019. Top 10 reunion games. Top 10 reunion games in the NFL this upcoming year. Colts with Justin Houston. Justin Houston left Kansas City, signed, I believe it was a 2-year deal with the Indianapolis Colts. So Week 5, Justin Houston and the Colts will play the Chiefs. Golden Tate, he's now in New York with the Giants. Played with the Seahawks for a little bit. Lions, before getting traded to the Eagles middle of last year. Golden Tate faces, what was that? He faces the Eagles. I believe he's going to face a couple of his order teams. Golden Tate here faces the Eagles week 7, I believe it said. Or, no. Golden Tate faces the Eagles week 14 and 17. He's a Giant now, so they're going to play the Eagles twice a year, being NFC East members. And then Golden Tate will also play the Lions middle of the season. Tyrann Mathieu, he left Arizona last year to go to Houston, then left Houston after this past year to go to Kansas City. He's now a chief safety. Tyrann Mathieu faces the Texans in week 6. C.J. Mosley left the Ravens to go to the Jets, and for some unknown reason they show the same exact Tyrann Mathieu highlight for C.J. Mosley, but Mosley and the Jets play the Ravens week 15. So somebody screwed up in the production truck at ESPN. Cardinals, Terrell Suggs, he left Baltimore to go home, where he played his college ball at Arizona State. C.J. Mosley, another former Raven linebacker, as I said, is now in New York with the Jets. Cardinals play the Ravens. So Terrell Suggs will play Baltimore in week 2. Week 2. Khalil Mack and the Bears will play the Oakland Raiders. Across the pond over in London, week 5. Kirk Cousins now. Vikings and Redskins. That is week 8. Week 8, the Vikings will play the Washington Redskins. Landon Collins, now a Redskin. Week 4 and 16, the Redskins will play the Giants. Earl Thomas, he left Seattle, went to Baltimore. Week 7, the Ravens play the Seahawks. Jets with Le'Veon Bell. He did not play at all last year with Pittsburgh. This is the number 1 reunion game, according to ESPN, week 16. The Jets will host the Pittsburgh Steelers. Head coaching reunions now. Bruce Arians, former Cardinal head coach, now in Tampa Bay after taking a year off. Vic Fangio, former Bear defensive coordinator, now the Bronco head coach. That's week 2, Bears and Broncos. So the Cardinals play the Bucks. Bears with the Broncos. Dolphins play the Patriots week 2 and 17. There's Brian Flores, the new Dolphin head coach. Adam Gase, former Dolphin head coach, now Jet head coach, will face off versus the Finns week 9 and 14. Zach Taylor, week 8. I talked about him earlier. That's week 8 over in London. Bengals and Rams.
Listen, to me, when you look at this, there are a lot of reunions that stand out. But Earl Thomas and the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Seattle Seahawks is one that stands out. And it stands out because the last we saw of Earl Thomas was being carted off the field in this injury.
And he flipped everybody off. Yep.
We're number 1 in his own sideline. That's the lasting image of Earl Thomas being carted off after a great career for the Seattle Seahawks. Week 7, we have Seattle against Earl Thomas and the Baltimore Ravens. Get ready for that one. Get your popcorn ready.
Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. They're currently going over reunion games with players facing off, coaches as well facing off versus their former team. The NFL schedule is being released here this evening for for the upcoming year.
To compete against his former teammates, I expect him to be ready. Also, expect the Steelers to be prepared. I'm going to go Khalil Mack versus the Raiders. Look, here's some key numbers here, okay? 4, 24, and 27. What are those numbers signifying? The picks that the Raiders have in the first round. They got 3 shots to replace a guy who came within a half a sack of out-sacking their entire team this year. Okay, he had 12 and a half. The Raiders as a team had 13, which was 32nd in the league. So you have 3 chances to replace that guy.
All right, when we come back, Drew Brees has quite a few milestones in his sights this year. We will dive into his storied career and view the rest of the NFC South schedule.
They're going to go over the NFC South schedules next. I'm going to try to find some more information, so bear with me. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Like, follow, and subscribe to Gridiron Ring and myself, Colehan Luke 96, Gridiron Ring 18, and Colehan Luke 96 on social media.
Nice car. Not so nice.
So we know all the primetime games, which
Was this easy? Now with new finished scratch doctor,
that's always nice to know. I mean,
independent laboratory tests have proven
if I would have to,
scratch remover available. Scratch doctor with advanced microtechnology also removes
say, pick one Thursday night game that I'm most intrigued by, one Sunday night game, and then one Monday night game. For Thursday night, Giants Patriots comes to mind. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching. Be sure to share this on social media. Giants Patriots on Thursday night comes to mind just because of their history with each other in the Super Bowls.
every time you find some friends and you get lost.
Indianapolis and Houston as well. They normally go down to the wire.
And every time the last thing you want to do
And then I would say week 14 as well, the Thursday after Thanksgiving, with Dallas and Chicago in Chicago at Soldier Field. Those would be, I mean, Philadelphia, Green Bay as well. Carson Wentz versus Aaron Rodgers. Hopefully when the Titans and Jaguars meet up, the Jaguars don't wear their shit-colored jerseys, but we'll have to see if the NFL is going to be having Color Rush uniforms this upcoming year or not. I do not know. Sunday night football games that I would most be intrigued by, as we're going to get Green Bay and Chicago week 1 to kick off the year. So you get Rodgers versus Trubisky, Roethlisberger and Brady that Sunday night. That should be a good game, as most Steeler-Patriot games are. Let's see here. Eagles-Falcons, that kicked off the year last year in Philly after the Eagles defeated the Patriots in the Super Bowl the year prior. I mean, Cowboys-Saints comes to mind, Colts-Chiefs. Maybe the last time with Roethlisberger and Phillip Rivers when the Steelers go to LA to play the Chargers week 6. Week 8, though, October the 27th. That's the game to keep an eye out for there, if you ask me. That's Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes. The Thursday night games, the Thanksgiving games on Thursday, Thanksgiving, November the 28th, we'll have the Saints and Falcons once again. The Bills are going to be playing at the Dallas Cowboys. And then I believe the Bears are going to be playing the Detroit Lions, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check here real quick.
To get the complete Generac Speed Wash system, call 1-800-793-5233.
Yeah, okay. The Lions will host the Bears once again on Thanksgiving. So that'll be at 12:30. The 4 o'clock kick will be Dallas and Buffalo, and then Atlanta hosts New Orleans. Monday Night Football, game I'm most intrigued by. would probably be, I mean, Houston and New Orleans week 1 to kick things off. Watson and Breeze. They're going to be talking about Drew Brees right now. He needs 20 passing touchdowns to set the all-time record to pass the GOAT, Peyton Manning. He needs 387 pass attempts to set the all-time record. He'll break the touchdown record this year. Pass attempts, I don't know. He needs 563 passing yards to reach 75,000 passing yards in his career. He already owns that record. Who knows if that'll ever be broken. Saints 2019 schedule now. People thought in the past, though, that the Marino record would never be broken. Once Peyton broke that, no one thought that would be broken. Breeze and Brady are still playing. Saints 2019 schedule. Week 2, they go to LA to play the Rams. 4:25. Probably going to be a Fox game. That is the NFC Championship game rematch from this past year. Saints and Bears, another former NFC Championship game rematch from the 2006 season. Week 7, Saints go to Chicago. Saints host the Falcons before the Falcons host the Saints on Thanksgiving. Okay, Falcons-Saints first meeting week 10 at the Saints, and then week 13 on Thanksgiving night on NBC in Atlanta. Okay, Saints, full entire schedule. Texans at the Rams, at the Seahawks, Cowboys, Buccaneers, at the Jaguars, at the Bears, Cardinals, then a bye week. Falcons week 10, then at Tampa Bay, Carolina, at Atlanta on Thursday night, that's Thanksgiving, week 13. Week 14, San Francisco at home, then Indianapolis at home. They get 2 AFC South teams at home on Monday night. Texans week 1, Colts week 15, at the Titans week 16, and then week 17 at Carolina.
They play the Falcons, I was right, on Thanksgiving. That's for the second straight year. This time, though, it's on the road. Last year it was in New Orleans. They will go to Atlanta. And speaking of the Falcons, the Saints are already having a little fun with this particular opponent. So this was released by the Falcons. Obviously, a bit of a Game of Thrones theme here.
I mean, listen, it's the final season.
Look, it is the final season. Watch
Let's
this.
get it.
You take
It's like Westeros. You know what I mean? Like, who's going to be? This is about the king of the south. You know, Game of Thrones, this is about the king of the north.
Right.
And in Atlanta, it's not really that winter is coming.
Circling the wagon.
Well, it definitely
What was in
has
and out?
wagons, right?
No, they
It's
didn't
not
have
about being nobody cares who's the queen of dragons in the NFL, but we do care who is the king of the NFC South.
That would be Rams. Even I
The
get
Rams
that.
are running through this.
Rams
Seattle
and
Seahawks. Right, when are the White Walkers going to come in? When can we see some of them? Where's Brand? Right? Where's the one-eyed Raven? Oh, look, it's a ram. Is it pass interference? No, it's incomplete.
I didn't know there were refs.
I guess the Saints will not be marching in again.
The ref missed it. By the way, you think they got the schedule before we did? Because if they didn't, this is
I would say so.
performance in like 42 minutes.
It's coming.
Okay, the Falcons schedule now.
Football is coming.
At the Vikings, Eagles, at the Colts, Titans, at the Texans, at the Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks, then a bye. At New Orleans, at Carolina, then Tampa Bay. 3 consecutive weeks they play the NFC South. 4 consecutive weeks make that. They play the NFC South. 5 consecutive weeks now as I look down the schedule. Week 10 through 14 at New Orleans, at Carolina, Tampa Bay, New Orleans at home on Thanksgiving, and then Carolina at home week 14. Then at San Francisco, Jacksonville week 16, and then at Tampa Bay week 17. So they're playing out of conference opponents the first half of the year. Carolina week 1, the Rams. Then they play Tampa Bay on a Thursday night, week 2, and then play Tampa Bay over in London week 6. They'll be the away team. Week 3, Arizona. Week 4, at Texans. Jaguars at the Bucs week 6, then a bye week. At San Francisco, Tennessee. at the Packers, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers. Atlanta at home, at New Orleans, Washington, play the Redskins week 13, week 14 at Atlanta, Seattle at home, then at Indianapolis, Andrew Luck versus Cam Newton, and then week 17 they end with New Orleans at home. That's a tough schedule.
But maybe to your point, give some time to work out the kinks. All right, let's take a look at Bruce Arians' team, shall we? I mentioned this earlier when we talked reunion games.
Okay, Tampa Bay now. At San Francisco. San Francisco at home. At Carolina on Thursday night. Giants at home. At the LA Rams. At the New Orleans Saints. Then Carolina at home. Well, over in London. Then a bye week at Tennessee. At Seattle. Then the Cardinals at home. So Arians gets his former squad at home in Tampa Bay. WrestleMania 36 in Tampa next year. Week 11, New Orleans at Atlanta, at Jacksonville. The Colts at the Lions. Then the end with the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons.
I mean, but that's what this season is about for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Is this guy your quarterback of the future? You thought Dirk Cutter was going to be the guy to continue that relationship and develop him, and that didn't work. Now you go out and get Bruce Arians. You know him, Lou. He wants to push the ball down the field. That's supposed to be what Jameis could do, but it didn't work with Mike, and it didn't work with Deshaun Jackson. Right. So now we'll see what this team can do.
They had some quarterback questions this division.
Absolutely.
Really,
Two good players. Look, Jameis and Cam, who's one of the number one overall guys. We'll see what happens.
All right, they went to get Bruce Arians to fix the problem, so we'll see.
Well, listen, he went to like Bruce Arians' camp in like 19.
I know when he was in high school, right, and grammar school.
But the one thing I will say though about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is this: it's easy to kind of like bang on them and kind of like dismiss them a little bit. I like this coaching staff overall.
Yeah,
I like the composition of the staff. They have got some absolute studs on the staff from a leadership and from a technique perspective. They will extract maximum value out of this team, whatever it is.
And listen, but it starts with that quarterback and get back to that in the last year of his contract. So is the money going around?
He's got some tests right out of the gate. Right out of the gate, on the road, going overseas. Hey, Jameis, we'll be watching.
Well, they have to know before they write that check, because these checks are getting bigger, bigger, bigger.
No suspension this year either.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the NFC North, shall we? The Bears.
NFC North now. The Chicago Bears will play the Kansas City Chiefs at home. Week 16. That is a Sunday night football game. This is the NFL's 100th season. The Bears will kick things off versus the Packers. The Packers will play at San Francisco week 12 at 4:25. Yeah, last year the Packers, they defeated San Francisco at home on Monday night, and then a week later, I believe it was, they lost to the Rams, and that's when their season started going downhill. Mike McCarthy no longer in Titletown, USA. Week 6, the Eagles at the Minnesota Vikings at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Also this upcoming year as well, I'll get this in now before I forget. Well, hold on one second. Hold that thought. The Lions will play the Bears week 13 at home on Thanksgiving Day. I will also, as I was about ready to say, be doing live reactions, play-by-play of college and NFL football games this upcoming fall as we see the Chicago Bears' full entire schedule. Green Bay week 1 on Thursday. Then they go to Denver, at Washington, Minnesota at home, at the Oakland Raiders over in London. They'll be the away team. Then a bye week. New Orleans, the Chargers, at the Eagles, Lions at the Rams, and then the Giants. The Bears actually have 3 Thursday night games this year, 2 in back-to-back weeks, with at the Lions on Thanksgiving, and then as I said a moment ago, hosting the Dallas Cowboys a week after Thanksgiving. Then at Green Bay, Kansas City, and at the Minnesota Vikings. So they have 2 back-to-back road games, week 2 and 3, and then they go to London week 5 before having a bye. Mitch Trubisky, along with Jordan Howard went from Chicago to Philadelphia. The Bears traded him, so they have Tariq Cohen, and we'll have to see who else is going to be at running back. Green Bay, at Chicago, Minnesota, Denver. That should be a decent game. The Eagles on Thursday night. 2 Thursday night games for the Packers in the first 4 weeks of the season. At Dallas. Then the Lions. They also get 2 Monday night games. The Lions, week 6, and then week 16 at Minnesota. Week 7, the Raiders. That should be an interesting matchup as well. John Gruden goes back to his old stomping grounds as an assistant coach with Derek Carr going up against Aaron Rodgers. So Raiders at home for the Packers. Week 7, week 8 at the Chiefs, then at the Chargers. Panthers, then a bye. At the 49ers, at the Giants. Redskins, Bears, at the Vikings, and at the Lions.
Vikings great, Broncos great, Eagles really strong. Those are good defenses. You go through the Cowboys even defensively. When we watch them do down the stretch of the season, they can get after the pass. They just take it sideline to sideline.
As I said, Mike McCarthy no longer in Green Bay. Matt LaFleur comes in from Tennessee. Minnesota Vikings. Falcons at the Packers. Raiders at the Bears, at the Giants. Then Eagles at the Lions. Redskins on Thursday night. Okay, so that Kirk Cousins Redskin Viking game is on a Thursday night. That's week 8. Week 9 at the Chiefs, 10 at the Cowboys. So they also have 2, just like the Cardinals, they have 2 consecutive back-to-back road games. At Chicago, back-to-back. At Chicago week 4, at the Giants week 5. And then week 9 at Kansas City and at Dallas week 10. That'll be tough. Week 11, Denver. Week 12, they have a bye. At Seattle once again on Monday Night Football. Then the Lions at home week 14. At the Chargers week 15. Packers at home on Monday night week 16. And then the Chicago Bears, the Bears, for the Vikings at home week 17. Detroit at Arizona, the LA Chargers, at the Eagles, the Chiefs, then a bye. At the Packers, they get a Thursday night game. Well, that's Thursday around lunch. That's Thanksgiving. They only get 1 primetime game due to the Lions at the Green Bay Packers on Monday Night Football, week 6. Week 7, the Vikings, then the Giants at home, at the Raiders, at the Bears. Cowboys at the Redskins, Bears at home on Thanksgiving, at the Minnesota Vikings, Tampa Bay, at Denver, before hosting the Green Bay Packers to end the season.
After those first 4 games and getting the bye at that point, you can be a team that could be 0-4 or 1-3. Nobody wants that.
No, you don't. All right, shameless plug, the draft. See what they do next year. Chiefs fell just short of the Super Bowl last year. Can they get back to the big dance this season with Pat Mahomes? Will his stellar play continue? We'll talk Chiefs next.
Go back to Monday night games. Some games that I would, as I was saying earlier, be most intrigued by. I've already gone over Thursday and Sunday night games. I think it all starts week 1 with Houston and New Orleans with Deshaun Watson and Drew Brees. Cleveland and San Francisco, low-key, week 5, October the 7th. with Baker Mayfield versus Jimmy Garoppolo.
It's just 1 minute.
Dolphins Steelers Week 9, October 28th. As I said earlier, hopefully that's not another 3-0 Monday night game.
Just 1 second on first base.
Cowboys Giants, always a good game. That's the following week, Week 9, November the 4th.
I'm still driving.
Chiefs and Chargers went down the wire late on Thursday night last year. They play in L.A. week. Well, actually, that's the Mexico City game. Chiefs and Chargers, Week 11, November the 18th. That is Mexico City.
Invest with confidence. You care about the big things and the ones that are even bigger.
The Vikings-Seahawks game on Monday night last year was pretty good. I remember calling that game right here on Periscope. Low scoring until late. Seahawks ended up winning. Week 15, December the 16th, Drew Brees will face the pro team in the state where he balled out in college at Purdue, that being the Indianapolis Colts. So the Colts and Andrew Luck playing Drew Brees and the Saints in New Orleans at the Superdome Week 15, 9 days before Christmas. And then 2 days before Christmas in Minnesota, Green Bay will square off versus the Minnesota Vikings. See if I can find the Steelers schedule. So I'm interested to see that. They haven't officially announced that yet on ESPN, as that is where I'm watching this special. It's also on NFL Network, but normally I always choose ESPN over NFL Network for football related, even though, you know, obviously the NFL Network is all football all the time, but I've always just been I wouldn't say a homer for ESPN, but at the same time, technically, that's what it is. So, see if I can find the Steelers schedule here. Or, if anybody that is currently watching, or watching on the playback, and you know it, let me know down in the comment section below. NFL Draft now, next Thursday. The Steelers, they have a first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh round pick. However, they have 3 sixth-round picks. So round 1, pick 20. Round 2, pick 52. Actually have 2 round 3 picks 66 and 83. Round 4, pick 122. Round 5, pick 141. Round 6, picks 175, 192, and 207. And then round 7, pick 219. Now, those could change. They probably will, pending the trades now next week for the draft.
That's 800-417-0892.
All right. Pittsburgh Steelers schedule. Showing some Patrick Mahomes highlights from last year. He ended up winning the Most Valuable Player award, the MVP. So Steelers release 2019 schedule. Week 1 at the Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Then they host the Seattle Seahawks Week 2 at 1 p.m. on Fox. Kansas City Chiefs 2019 schedule now. We'll get back to the Steelers here in a second. Chiefs and Colts, a divisional round rematch from the playoffs this past year. They'll play in Kansas City Week 5. That game will be at 8:20 Eastern Time. Texans and the Chiefs, Tyrann Mathieu playing versus one of his old former teams. That's Week 6. Texans and Chiefs at 1 p.m. Chiefs and Chargers, Monday Night Football in Mexico City, November the 18th. That's week 11. Okay, the entire Chiefs schedule now. At the Jaguars and at the Raiders to start things off. Then Baltimore. Then they go to Detroit. They go to the Motor City to play the Lions. Colts, Texans, at the Broncos on Thursday night. Green Bay and Minnesota before going to Nashville, where the draft is taking place at next week, to play the Titans week 10. Week 11, that's that Chargers game in Mexico City. Then a bye week 12. I would assume both the Chargers and Chiefs have byes week 12. We'll find out here in a second. Raiders week 13, Patriots week 14, Broncos week 15, at Chicago week 16, and the Chargers week 17. For the Chiefs, they go to New England week 14.
Broncos at home at the Bears. That's going to be a great
What is it you like? If you're a big-time team, you beat big-time teams at big-time times.
Here we go with the cliche.
The other huge thing about this season for the Kansas City Chiefs, and I know Lewis is going to agree with this, this year is about the Kansas City Chiefs, though. Sure. It's about them showing up some of the things that they had to.
The catchphrase that you're referring to, Wendy, next is big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. She totally botched that. Steelers schedule. At the Patriots, week 1. Then the Seahawks, week 2, 1 o'clock on Fox. Then September the 22nd, week 3, at the 49ers at 4:25 on CBS. Before hosting the Bengals on Monday Night Football, September the 30th, week 4. Baltimore Ravens on the following week at home at 1 o'clock on CBS. At the LA Chargers, October the 13th on Sunday Night Football. Then a bye week. Then they play at home on Monday night once again, October the 28th, versus the Miami Dolphins. So, 3 primetime games for the Pittsburgh Steelers in a 4-game span. And 4 in the first 2 months of the season, with the first one being week 1 versus the Patriots. The Colts then at home the first weekend in November the 3rd, 1 o'clock on CBS. Rams at home as well, so 3 consecutive, very, very intriguing, very good home games. Dolphins, Colts, and then the Rams at 4:25 on Fox, November the 10th. November 14th, the following Thursday, a short week there, middle of November, they'll play at the Cleveland Browns. That's at 8:20 on Fox, NFL Network, and Amazon Prime. 10 days later, then, they'll play the other team in the state of Ohio, the Cincinnati Bengals. They'll play at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincy at 1 p.m. versus Cincinnati on November the 24th. A week later, they'll play the Browns once again. December the 1st, they play the Cleveland Browns at home at 4:25. At Arizona then, Buffalo, at the Jets, and at the Baltimore Ravens to end things out before hopefully making the playoffs once again. Chargers, Colts, at the Lions, Texans, at the Dolphins, Broncos, Steelers, at the Titans, Bears, at the Bears, Packers, at the Raiders on Thursday night before playing Kansas City on Monday night the following week in Mexico City. Then a bye week. So, okay, Chiefs and Chargers both on bye week 12. At the Broncos then week 13. At the Jacksonville Jaguars week 14. 15, 16, and 17 in this order. Vikings, Raiders, and at the Kansas City Chiefs for the Los Angeles Chargers.
You got to come out of that at least 3-1.
So they get a little bit of extra time before they go to Mexico, which makes sense because they play on a Thursday night after Raiders, and then they play in Mexico.
But I mean, looking at
Then the bye week.
this seems favorable for the Chargers.
Yeah,
I think of all the schedules we looked at, look at this schedule, and it looks like the Chargers will have stretches where they should be very successful throughout the season. And I agree with Luke. Being able to start 3-1, there's a good chance they'll have that opportunity, that's what you want to do if you're the Chargers, is get out to a good start. Don't have to try to fix this thing later on in the season. And so for them, that's what it's going to be about.
You know what one team I keep seeing pop up, especially when we're talking about the West here, but even when we're looking at other teams, the Raiders. That's a team that could just throw a monkey wrench into everyone's projected season win total, right? Absolutely. You've got some picks now that you can do some damage.
We're projecting a lot of these teams, and a lot are going to be very different than we're projecting tonight.
Absolutely.
But what I'm saying is,
control that first round.
there's no wonder. I mean, they have draft capital all over the place. I mean, if they could really kind of change the complexion of an entire schedule for some teams, based on whereas in the past,
Let's look at their schedule, Lewis, and I told you I would show you who travels the most.
Raiders now. Broncos, Chiefs, at the Vikings, at the Colts, before playing the team they shipped Khalil Mack to, the Chicago Bears, in London week 5, then a bye week. So, seems like as well, the following week for all these teams playing in London, they'll have a bye the following week. Before they go to the Oakland Raiders, this is Green Bay and then Houston. Then the Lions at home week 9, Chargers at home Thursday night week 10, Bengals at the Jets, at the Chiefs, Titans, Jaguars, at the Chargers, and then at the Denver Broncos week 17.
You got some protection, you got some wide receivers on the outside for Derek Carr, but this schedule is brutal.
Before the bye, if you're going to find out how good of coaches and developers of talent this team is, right? Broncos, Chiefs at home. 2 division opponents, right out the gate at home. You got to take care of them. Then you go up there to Minnesota, or you go to Indianapolis, and then play the Bears on the road where you travel, where you rack up some of those freaking flyer miles. You're going to find out how they get great by you. Oh, of course, there's free agent acquisitions. How quickly can you get them going? And have you hit on your draft picks? Because when you have 3 picks in the first round, they better play early. And they better be contributing in that first month.
Absolutely.
And they better like the pack suitcase.
Denver Broncos now.
They'll be able to afford it. Okay.
They start things off versus the Oakland Raiders in Oakland at the Coliseum on Monday Night Football week 1. So 2 consecutive years now. The Raiders will play the late primetime Monday night game at home last year versus the Rams, this year versus the Broncos. Chicago week 2 at Green Bay week 3 for the Denver Broncos, with new head coach Vic Fangio and new quarterback Joe Flacco coming over in a trade from Baltimore. Week 4 Jacksonville. Week 5 at the Chargers. Then followed by Titans, Chiefs on a Thursday night, at the Colts, Browns at home week 9, then a bye week. Week 11, Minnesota. Week 12 at Buffalo. Really haven't talked a whole lot about the Bills. Week 13, Chargers. 14 at the Texans, at the Chiefs, Lions, and the Raiders. So the Broncos and Raiders will start their season versus each other and then also end their respective season versus one another. As do, I believe, it is the Jets and the Bills as well. So 4 teams in the NFL will start and officially end their 2019 campaign versus one another in the NFL's 100th season this upcoming fall.
They go into that stretch of games there, needing to beat the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes on the road. Good luck with that, because this franchise never fares well at Kansas City in December.
On that note, Baker Mayfield has a new top receiver. He'll throw to OBJ. Does that make the Browns the new team to beat in the AFC North? We will fix the Cleveland schedule. Coming up.
Nice car.
Turn on,
Wouldn't it be nice if removing ugly scratches from
well,
your car
I am a
was
little
as
bit
easy?
behind. I just realized that. Okay, now we're back to live time. Back to live TV. We'll switch over to NFL Network, see if they have anything interesting. They're talking about the Patriots, of course. At least ESPN got that out of the way. They did that first because they won the Super Bowl this past year, so. We'll find out the other NFL teams that we still don't know about. We'll find out their schedule here very, very shortly.
Some guys just don't care. But not you. You care about a lot of things. Some big, some small. So good on you.
Whoa,
Seriously,
whoa,
you show up
whoa.
super early, and sometimes you stay late. How are you even awake right now? In Men's Warehouse, we supply confidence for all types of guys. It's the reason we carry a large selection of brands and top designers. Because when you look good, it shows you care.
All
With
right
that said,
now,
good on you.
baby, it's all
This is
right
Golden Corral's
now.
hand-cut cereal. Now topped with delicious shrimp scampi. And here's the premium butterfly shrimp and the teriyaki salmon. Get it all, plus the entire buffet for one low price. There's something for everyone. Golden Corral.
Discover a new wave of refreshment, crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it.
Now that I'm banking with Chime, I get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit.
Wow, I wish I was banking with Chime. Aw, thanks.
Get paid up to 2 days early. Start banking at chime.com.
Hey guys, if you're experiencing erectile dysfunction, you can now get treated anywhere. Like here, even here. Okay, maybe not there. That's why we built Roman. So it's easy to get ED meds prescribed online, delivered to your door. Just visit GetRoman.com, chat with a U.S. licensed physician, and you'll get FDA-approved medication delivered in discreet packaging. Roman, let's take care of it. Get started with your free online visit at GetRoman.com/TV.
I used to run low on cash right before payday and not be able to do anything. But now that I'm banking with Chime, I get paid up to 2 days early with direct deposit. I just got paid.
Start banking with Chime today at chime.com. Hard not to get excited. Let's go around the
Browns versus the Jets. That'll be
But it's to face the Jets in week 2.
week 2 on Monday Night Football. Odell Beckham Jr. goes back to MetLife Stadium to play the other team that also plays there, the Jets. Rams and the Browns. Rams at the Browns week 3 at 8:20. So weeks 2 and 3, the Browns will be playing in prime time. Ravens and Chiefs. That was a good game last year. Ravens will go back to Kansas City once again, however, this time around, very early in the season, week 3 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Steelers and Patriots, week 1 on Sunday Night Football. That's week 1. Steelers Patriots, 8:20 on NBC, Sunday Night Football. That'll be Sunday, September the 8th. Chargers and the Steelers. They'll also play on Sunday Night Football, middle of October. That's October the 13th, if I'm not mistaken. Steelers at the Chargers, 8:20 on Sunday night. Last year's Sunday night matchup went down to the wire. Here's the official Steelers schedule that I already went over. I looked it up, being a Steelers fan. It's just what I do. Patriots, Seahawks, 49ers, Bengals, Ravens, Chargers, then a bye week. 2 Monday night home games, Dolphins and Colts. Or Bengals and Dolphins, week 4 and week 8. Then they host the Colts. Rams, Browns on a Thursday night. Bengals, Browns once again, 10 days apart from each other. At the Cardinals, Bills, at the Jets, and at the Ravens. So at New England, at San Fran, at LA, two long West Coast trips in a 3-week span. 8 home games and 8 away games for all 32 NFL teams. At the Dolphins for the Ravens, Cardinals, at the Chiefs, Browns, at the Steelers, Bengals, at the Seahawks, bye week. Patriots, at the Bengals, Texans, at the Rams on Monday Night Football, 49ers at the Bills, Jets on a Thursday night, at the Cleveland Browns, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers. When's that? Earl Thomas goes back to Seattle as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. Goes back to Seattle week 7. Baltimore at Seattle week 7. Cincinnati, they go to Seattle week 1. San Francisco, they get them at home week 2, at Buffalo and at Pittsburgh week 3 and 4. Week 4 at Pittsburgh Monday night. Cardinals at home at the Ravens, Jaguars, Rams in London, then a bye week. Ravens at the Raiders, Steelers at home, Jets at the Browns, Patriots, and then at Miami week 16, and then the Battle of Ohio in Cincinnati week 17 to close out the regular season. Of course, they're going to go over their win projection for the Cleveland Browns this upcoming year with Baker Mayfield at quarterback and the addition of Odell Beckham Jr. BJ Wendy Nix this past offseason. So Tennessee at the Jets. They give them a win versus Tennessee. They think they'll win at the Jets as well. That's Baker Mayfield versus Sam Darnold on Monday Night Football. They played on Thursday night last year. That was the game that Tyrod Taylor went down with an injury. Baker Mayfield came in. And so far, the rest has been history. They have them losing the Browns due to the Rams winning over Baltimore and San Francisco on the road in consecutive weeks. So 4-1 already through the 4-2, 4-3 now come the end of October with losses to they think they'll win at Denver. Losses to the Rams, Seahawks, and Patriots. 2 of those in Cleveland. Okay. They think Pittsburgh's going to beat Cleveland. And then they think Cleveland is going to beat Pittsburgh. Well, no, they think Pittsburgh is going to beat Cleveland both times this year, which is somewhat surprising. They'll probably end up splitting, to be honest with you. Okay, so they changed it. They do think they're going to split with Pittsburgh 10 days apart from each other. Or 3 weeks apart from ech other, excuse me. They think they're going to go on another 5 or 6 game win streak here, just like they had the Rams do, I believe it was earlier. So they think Cleveland's going to win over Miami. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, okay, they have them lose to Baltimore. So they have them split with, I believe, all the teams, except for the Bengals in the AFC North. So splitting with Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Yeah, beating Cincinnati twice in the last 4 weeks. So they have Cleveland going 11-5, which, I mean, 9-7 could very well get them in the playoffs, pending, the other, depending on how the other teams in the AFC do, pending their records. I mean, even 10-6, but 11-5 for the Browns. For the Browns, the Cleveland Browns. Yes, the same Cleveland Browns that have been in Cleveland now for 20 years. They have them going 11-5 and potentially making the playoffs for the first time since the 2002 season. Oh my God. Browns in primetime 4 different times this year. They haven't had more than 2 in a season in 10 years. Thank you for that stat there, Wendy Nix, courtesy of ESPN.
You know what I like about it is Baker Mayfield's watching. He's cursing you right now
Browns, Week 1 versus Tennessee at home. That should be an interesting game. That's Baker Mayfield versus Marcus Mariota. Titans also got Ryan Tannehill now backing him up after making a trade with the Miami Dolphins. Miami, look for them to draft a quarterback now next week. In the draft, they're going to be talking about the NFC East, it looks like now, next once they come back from commercial, as they show highlights from last year of Saquon Barkley, the Rookie of the Year, and Ezekiel Elliott.
Now topped with delicious shrimp scampi. And here's the premium butterfly shrimp and the teriyaki salmon. Get it all, plus the entire buffet for one low price. There's something for everyone. Golden Corral.
Ever wonder why someone would go to the ends of the earth and leap into the unknown? Maybe a better question is, what are you waiting for? Pacifico is brewed for those who follow their own path. That's living acres up.
You care about the big things. And the ones that are even bigger. So good on you.
Whoa. We've seen this commercial like 5 million different times so far tonight. Think you can play something else?
Might seem the same, but some give their clients cookie-cutter portfolios. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to your goals and needs. Some only call when they have something to sell. Fisher calls regularly, so you stay informed. And while some advisors are happy to earn commissions whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. Maybe that's why most of our clients come from other money managers. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management.
Your phone slides off the console and falls at your feet. It drops off the dash and gets stuck between seats. Don't let your phone take the fall. Get the new Fastball. It's the magnetic mount that holds any device tight. Fastball combines a steel ball and magnetic socket to create the ultimate media mount. Now you can adjust your phone 360 degrees to any angle, any position, and your phone stays securely in place. Then releases with a light tug. Look, a ball and socket is the most stable articulating joint of the human body. Now there's the Fastball socket for your phone. Just pick your spot and stick it up. Then place the ultra-thin magnetic disc on the back of your phone or case. It adjusts and holds in any viewing angle. Perfect for hands-free calling or video chats. Streaming your music. Or swivel for GPS maps. Big or small, Fastball works on them all. It mounts anywhere you like, in the perfect viewing position. And it holds on tight. Fastball won't let go until you say so. It's the perfect mount for tablets, too. And it removes easily without leaving a mark. Perfect for leased vehicles. Fastball is the greatest all-purpose mount you'll ever own. Call and get the incredible Fastball for just $19.99, complete with a stainless steel ball and magnetic socket. But wait, call right now and we'll send you a second one absolutely free. No fees. And you get our 100% money-back, no-fault guarantee. That's 2 Fastball mounts for just $19.99. Don't let your phone take the fall. Get the new Fastball. Call now.
Call 1-800-953-4709. That's 1-800-953-4709. Or visit myfastball.com. So call 1-800-953-4709. Don't wait. Order now.
The Pizzone from Pizza Hut. It's meaty, cheesy, melty, and you know it's big. The pepperoni Pizzone is back and part of the $5 lineup. 2 or more, just $5 each. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
ESPN's Draft Academy is back. It is interesting. It is behind the scenes, and you can only see it on ESPN Plus. We take you behind the scenes at some of the projected first-round picks in next week's draft. You can start your free trial of ESPN Plus today. All right, Cowboy fans, here we go. Some of the biggest games for the defending NFC East.
Dallas Cowboys 2019 schedule now.
Face the Patriots. It will be the first time that Zeke and Dak Prescott get to play against Tom Brady, and the first time the Cowboys.
Week 12, they go to Foxborough to play the Patriots.
About this game, 4:25 in the afternoon on Week 12. In Week 15, the Cowboys host the Rams. This is a rematch of their divisional playoff.
Cowboys and Rams in Dallas Week 15. at 425.
And Dallas failed to reach the NFC Championship game for the 23rd straight year. Big year. We've talked about this for Dak Prescott. A big year for Jason Garrett, I think. Jason Witten is back with the Cowboys. Jason Witten back. Pick it.
Well, listen, they're going to start out on fire. You know, I think they're going to play the New York Giants at home.
Okay, the Cowboys play the Giants week 1 at Washington. They get Miami at home September the 22nd. That was originally rumored to be Dallas's Thanksgiving Day game this year, but however, they got moved up. Giants at the Washington Redskins, the Miami Dolphins, at the Saints then the Packers. That's a tough 2-game stretch right there. At the Saints versus Drew Brees, and the Packers at home versus Aaron Rodgers. At the Jets, the Eagles, and then at the New York Football Giants.
Look at this start. They're starting out 6-2. The second half of the schedule. Absolutely. We got it. I think they're going to get a loss to the Vikings. We're going to win at the line.
Okay, so at the Giants, Vikings. Get the camera pan back up there a little bit. Vikings at the Lions, at the Patriots for the Cowboys, Bills at the Bears, Rams, Eagles, and then who they play? Oh, they play Washington. They play the Redskins the final week of the regular season. They actually have the Cowboys going 9-7 this upcoming year, which a little bit surprising with Dak Prescott still at quarterback, Elliott at running back, Big Zeke, and then Jason Witten coming back to play tight end. Give Dak his check down receiver back. So, Philadelphia Eagles schedule now. All you Fly fans out there, Redskins at the Falcons, Lions at the Packers on a Thursday night. That's going to be a game with Wentz and Rodgers. Jets week 5 at home, at the Vikings, at Dallas, at the Bills. Tough 3-game stretch there. 6, 7, and 8. They go to Minnesota, at Dallas, and then at Buffalo. The Bears week 9, bye week 10, week 11. New England, Seattle, at Miami. The Giants on Monday Night Football at home week 14. At the Redskins, Cowboys week 16 at home, and then at the New York Football Giants.
Here's the thing that scares me a little bit about Philadelphia. When Carson spoke the other day, he said, look, he's kind of hedging a little bit. Like, I'm not ready yet. I'm hoping to be. I expect to be. There's a lot because you don't have that safety net behind him. Absolutely. You don't have the safety net.
That's why I say it's 14. But look, 9, 10, 11, 12, you don't leave home. So, you know.
But people are, and that's a good thing, too, considering the league that they're playing.
Yeah, it is.
Crazy to say with as good as Carson Wentz was 2 years ago. We're going to look at this, and if Carson Wentz doesn't play well, we're going to compare him to Nick Foles or what Nick Foles is.
Understandably so.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a very difficult thing for the Philadelphia Eagles to deal with if this season starts to go south a little bit in the middle of the year.
All right, are you ready for some trivia? Here we go. Shortest road trip in NFL history goes to...
Shortest road trip in NFL history, probably the Giants with the Jets. Yeah. Okay, the Giants play at the Jets week 10 because they play in the same damn stadium. They play at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. That was an easy one. Giants schedule now. At the Cowboys week 1. Bills at home week 2. Week 3 at Tampa Bay, Washington week 4. Vikings, New England on Thursday night at New England week 6. Week 7 Arizona at the Lions week 8. Dallas week 9. 2 Monday night games for the Giants this year. Week 9 Dallas at home and at Philadelphia week 14. At the Jets week 10. Then a bye week, week 11. Week 12 at Chicago. They met in East Rutherford last year. Game went to overtime. Packers then at home for the Giants week 13 before heading to Philly week 14 on Monday Night Football. Catch the tail end of these real quick. Week 15 Miami at Washington. Week 16. So they play the Redskins Week 4 at home, and then in Landover, Maryland, Week 16, and then Week 17 for the Giants. They play the Eagles. Redskins now. Week 1 at Philly. Week 2, Dallas. Week 3, the Chicago Bears. 4 now at the Giants. Patriots at the Dolphins. 49ers at the Vikings on a Thursday night. That's the Kirk Cousins game. At Buffalo. Then a bye. Jets, Lions, at Carolina, at Green Bay. Philly, New York Football Giants, and then at the Dallas Cowboys.
And if he's sitting there, they have to take it. Everything. Come on.
Okay. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants. Okay.
Going to be going to commercial break, it looks like, once again, before they go over the AFC South. Just went over the NFC East. Looks like we'll be going over the AFC South when they return from commercial. Coming up on 10 o'clock here. Another 10-15 minutes of NFL schedule release discussion. So,
as a financial advisor, I tell my clients not to worry about changing their minds in retirement. You may have always imagined your dream car.
Football obviously can't come soon enough. It'll be here before we know it. I mean, there still would be football going on right now if the Alliance of American Football League did not go under the AAF. They actually just filed for bankruptcy, and they are officially out of business now. But we'll have the preseason starting in August with the Hall of Fame game, and then about a month later, the NFL regular season will be getting underway. College football, by that point as well, will be officially going to. And in the meantime, I'm going to be doing flashback live reactions of older college and NFL football games, along with older WWE events as well, live right here on Periscope. So be sure to follow me right here on Periscope and over on Twitter at ColehandLuke96. And I hope to see everybody for those live streams. The next time I will be live for a football live stream will be next Thursday night for the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft in Nashville. And then I'll also be live next Monday and Tuesday for WWE Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. We just had the Superstar Shakeup the past 2 nights as the WWE shook things up once again. And then the following Monday and Tuesday as well, the plan is I'll be live right here on Periscope for those 2 Raw and SmackDown events as well. So, yeah, football, best sport in the world in my opinion. Season cannot come soon enough. It'll be here before we know it, and it's going to be gone just like that though too. So we got to enjoy it while it lasts. 5 international games, as I said earlier, 4 in London, 1 in Mexico City, and we're finding out here this evening all the teams, all 32 teams, schedule, when and who they're playing this upcoming fall in the NFL's 100th season. So let me know whether you're watching on Periscope right now or on playback on YouTube as I download the live stream afterwards and upload it to the YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to Gridiron Ring on YouTube. Either hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube, or go over to YouTube, search Gridiron Ring, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments who you guys think will be making the playoffs this upcoming fall and playing each other in Super Bowl 54 in Miami, Florida. AFC South quarterbacks. And, okay, I was wondering why they had Nick Foles in a Eagle uniform on there, but he's the new quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars now. We have Deshaun Watson in Houston, Andrew Luck in Indianapolis. He's actually cutting some sort of promo, it looks like, actually going over the Colts schedule. Week 1 at the Los Angeles Chargers. Week 2. Week 2 at the Tennessee Titans for the Indianapolis Colts. Interesting way that they're doing this.
Atlanta is also home of the world's busiest airport.
Week 3, Colts and Falcons.
Week 4, home versus Oakland. Did you know?
Week 4, the Colts play the Raiders.
And also sold concessions at Oakland Coliseum. Week 5, at Kansas City.
Week 5, the Colts go to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. Alright, they're not going to show that entire video. Colts, full entire schedule now for this upcoming season. At the Chargers, at the Titans. Falcons, Raiders, at the Chiefs, then a bye week. Texans, Broncos, at the Pittsburgh Steelers, week 9. Dolphins, Jaguars, at the Texans on a Thursday night. Titans, week 13. Week 14, Indianapolis goes to Tampa Bay. That's the Tony Dungy Bowl. Week 15, they also play another NFC South team. They play 3 of them in 3 weeks, the other being the Falcons. They play them week 3. So week 14 at Tampa Bay. Week 15 on Monday Night Football, they play the Saints. And then week 16, Carolina at home before ending the 2019 campaign in Jacksonville, Florida.
Again, this is another team where it's not about hope in the offseason anymore. It's definitely shifted the expectations for this football team. And although they've been quiet really with just one major acquisition this offseason with Justin Houston, this is a team you expect to do some damage in the draft in a week. Again, the draft. Another week where then we can actually really start talking about how
Andrew's still going. You're going to hear a little bit. Sorry. He's more fun.
Andrew Luck is only on week 11 versus the Jaguars. In this video that they made with him reading off, actually, just starts reading them off real quick, back to back there, but reading off some key information for the cities that they're, for the cities that have teams that the Colts are playing this upcoming year. And Andrew Luck, one of the most, he's a low-key good quarterback, former number 1 overall pick out of Stanford, but he's a low-key Cole type of dude, it seems like.
I'll do one of those dance moves in his commercial like he does with Mike Trout.
I like the card flip. The card flip is the best.
Yeah, he's become quite the character. Also, the big thing about
he's healthy.
Yeah, he is quite the character. Adam Schefter just said it best. He is quite the character. A little bit different, but nothing wrong with that. As long as he leaves it all out in the field week in and week out, that's all anybody's ever going to remember you by anyway. So, Houston Texans, they open the season on Monday Night Football in New Orleans versus the Saints. Jacksonville week 2 at home, then they go to LA to play the Chargers. Carolina and Atlanta at home, back-to-back weeks, week 4 and 5. At the Chiefs, at the Colts, Raiders at home, and then at the Jacksonville Jaguars over in London. That'll be the home game for the Jags this year. Week 10, they have a bye, as all London teams this upcoming year will have byes the week after their London game. Week 11 at Baltimore, Indianapolis for the Texans at home on Thursday night, week 12. Last year, they defeated the Miami Dolphins at home on a Thursday night. New England at home on a Sunday night, Week 13. Week 14, Denver at home. Then at Tennessee, at Tampa Bay. And then Tennessee once again to close out the season. If Watson can stay healthy, if they can run the ball and play good defense, the Texans will be winning football games this upcoming year. Tennessee Titans at the Browns. Colts at the Jaguars on Thursday night. At Atlanta. Buffalo. At Denver. The Chargers. The Buccaneers. At the Carolina Panthers. Then the Chiefs Week 10. Then Week 11, the Tennessee Titans have a bye before hosting division rival Jacksonville. At the Colts. At the Raiders. Texans once again. Or Texans for the first time, Then the Saints, and then the Texans once again on the road in Houston, Week 17. So we should find out Jacksonville's schedule and then be done with it. Those should be all 32 NFL teams' schedule. They've already gone over the. They started off with the AFC East with New England. They've already done the AFC East. They've done the AFC North. Doing the AFC South right now. They've already done the AFC West as well. Here's Jacksonville. Here's the final announcement for the final schedule of the 32 NFL teams this upcoming fall. Chiefs, this is for Jacksonville. Chiefs at Houston, Tennessee, at Denver, at Carolina, then the Saints Week 6 at home. At Cincinnati, Week 8, they play the Jets, Texans in London Week 9, then a bye week. At the Colts, at the Titans, home against Tampa Bay, basically a home game. Both teams are in Florida. The Chargers in Week 14, then at Oakland Week 15, at Atlanta Week 16, before they end their regular season at home Week 17 versus Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. So yeah, that's all of them, folks. They've announced all 32 NFL schedules for all 32 NFL teams this year. They've done it in the past hour and 54 minutes. So, once again, the AFC East will play the AFC North and the NFC East. Hardest schedules, they say the Raiders have the hardest schedule. Now, this is based on opponents' 2018 win percentage. So, Raiders, Broncos, Jaguars, Texans, Bears, and Chiefs, they announce they have the toughest schedules. Now, Andrew Luck comes back for his papers that he threw on the floor when he was announcing the Colts schedule. So, yeah, once again, the AFC East plays the AFC North and the NFC East. AFC North plays the AFC East and the NFC West. AFC South plays the AFC West and the NFC South. And then the AFC West plays the AFC South and NFC North. NFC East, they play the NFC North and the AFC East. NFC North, NFC East, and AFC West. NFC South, they play the NFC West and AFC South. And then the NFC West plays the NFC South and AFC North. All primetime games have been announced. All Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night games. The Thanksgiving games, we have Bears and Lions, Bills and Cowboys, and Saints and Falcons. 5 international games, 4 over in London. Bears, Raiders, and these will be from the beginning of October until middle of November with the Mexico game in Mexico City. Bears, Raiders in London. Panthers, Buccaneers in London. Those are in back-to-back weeks. Then they take a week off from going to London. End of October and beginning of November, the 27th and 3rd, respectively. Bengals, Rams in London. Texans, Jaguars in London, England, across the pond. And then down south across the border that Trump is still trying to build a wall for, the Chiefs and Chargers will play in Mexico City on Monday Night Football, Monday, November the 18th, 2019. But it's all going to begin on Thursday, September the 5th, 2019, as the NFL will kick things off from Soldier Field in Chi-Town in Chicago, as the Bears will host the Packers to kick off NFL 100. And then that following Sunday, the Steelers will go to New England to play the New England Patriots, as the Patriots will raise their Super Bowl 53 banner. So the two teams that have the most Super Bowl titles will kick their seasons off versus one another this upcoming year. We got 256 games, 17 weeks, and then 3 rounds in the playoffs before Super Bowl 54 on Groundhog Day next year, February the 2nd, 2020, 2020, just like the TV show, down in Miami, Florida on Fox. So the regular season will run from September the 5th to December the 29th. January 4th and 5th, that's when the wild card round games will be. Following week, the 11th and 12th, that's the divisional round games. Then the following Sunday, January the 19th, that's Championship Sunday, AFC and NFC Championship games. AFC will more than likely be first because it was last this past year, then followed by the NFC Championship game. 2 weeks in after that, Super Bowl 54, LIV, Super Bowl Live. Super Bowl LIV 54, February the 2nd, Groundhog Day 2020, down in Miami, Florida on Fox. So that's going to do it for me, myself, Cole Hayden, Luke 96, live right here on Periscope this evening for my live stream, my live reactions of the 2019 NFL schedule release. Thank you guys for watching. If you're watching back on playback right here on YouTube, links are in the description below for social media, so scroll down, check those out, like, follow, and subscribe on social media to Gridiron Ring and myself, Cole Hayden, Luke 96, Gridiron 18, and myself, Cole Hayden, Luke 96 on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube and follow me right here on Periscope and over on Twitter. Once again, thanks for watching. Hope to see everybody now next Monday and Tuesday for WWE Monday Night Raw, and next Thursday night for the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft.
This is a matchup that I am looking forward to. Week 16, 8:20 Eastern. Put it down in your calendar. Chiefs, Bears.
Maybe, if I can stop this live stream, if it'll let me. There we go. Once again, guys, thanks for watching.